There's two terrorists in the Oval Office. Let me show you. Domestic terrorist, foreign terrorist. Loved 9/11, did 9/11. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm Chris Valenti, and Donald Trump is just cradling the balls of Saudi terrorists that took down the two towers in my fucking city. Even to the point where he's defending Mohammed bin Salman chopping up Jamal Khashoggi. Maybe you don't remember this. I don't know how young you are, but a couple years back, there was a U.S. citizen, New York Times journalist. I believe he was New York Times. It might have been Washington Post. Went over to Saudi Arabia to do some journalism. And, well, the Saudis, they don't like that because maybe you don't know this, but Saudi Arabia is an ass-backwards nation that has fucking slaves. And they kidnapped Jamal Khashoggi, they tortured him, and then they chopped him up into little bits. And the thing is, when you hear that, you go, wow, they got people to chop him up. No, Mohammed bin Salman chopped him up himself, machete in hand. This is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He did it himself. That's not according to me. That's according to U.S. intelligence. This is now the second terrorist that Trump has welcomed into the Oval Office this week. The second terrorist that Donald Trump has welcomed. Please don't forget that I believe it was 14 of the 16 9/11 terrorists were from Saudi Arabia. That was a fucking sanctioned event. It was organized by the Saudis and the Israelis in order to trigger U.S. involvement in the Middle East. That was the whole fucking point of it, okay? But of course, Donnie Diddle's kids, he couldn't give less of a fuck about the American people. So not only did he welcome Mohammed bin Salman into the Oval Office, he also gave him a military entrance with a fucking flyover where one of the jets is missing because we sold them one of our F-35s. That's reality. On top of that, Donald Trump decided to call a reporter Piggy. He said, "Quiet, Piggy!" Which is ironic because Donald is an actual morbidly obese, literal fucking pig with his fat fucking ankles leaking out of his socks because his blood flow doesn't work, with his blue intravenous hands and his failing fucking heart while he does a goddamn Big Mac commercial for the McDonald's conference, and he's telling everybody, we need more tartar sauce on the Filet-O-Fish. If there's one thing I like, it's white sauce barreling down my fucking throat. Ask Bubba, no, not Bill Clinton, ask Bubba the horse that I throated to completion. We love our horses. Some call me an equestrian. Like, unironically, this fucking dumb bastard. Okay, we're also gonna have Stephen Miller in his fucking tuxedo getting ready for Donald to take him into the summoning chamber. Stephen, put on your best tux. We're going down the spiral staircase underneath the ballroom. We're headed down to the summoning pit. I've got 50 migrant babies that I'm gonna summon. We're gonna start with a little prayer to our humble owl lord Moloch. Right, Dio Domine Serenita Incitari il Cosich in un poso cambiari. He's naked. He's in a candle circle. Okay, he's butt naked. There's blood dripping from the fucking ceiling. Pete Hegseth is over there slamming shots of whiskey. He's going, oh, oh, while Moloch rises from the fucking pits. I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it helps me immensely. This is what real independent media looks like, a psychopathic New York douchebag. I am the leader of the dirtbag left. You could buy merch if you want to support this channel, because I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a billionaire, or a government. You could buy the Democratic Socialist poster. You could buy the No But You Don't Understand mugs. You could buy the Duty Calls merch line. You can also click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. Huge shouts out to everybody who's ever tipped me. That goes a long way. You can also become a patron on Patreon, and you can become a member here on YouTube by clicking that join button. Thank you to everybody who has ever donated to the channel. This is what real independent media looks like. I need your money in order to keep this operation going. Without further ado, why don't we dive into Donald Trump giving a fucking terrorist a grand reveal at our White House. Horse. Oh. $7. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to the stage, Osama! Reminder, terrorist. Reminder, terrorist and slave owner. Reminder, terrorist and slave owner and actual murderer. Murderer, terrorist, and slave owner. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes. Wait. You notice something off here? Are you noticing something off here? Are you noticing that there's a missing jet? Do you want to know why there's a missing jet? Because we fucking sold it to them. Because we fucking sold it to them. Want to know about the fucking F-35 fighter jet? Here it is. Sold it to Saudi Arabia. It's agreed to sell the nation's most advanced fighter jet to Saudi Arabia, despite concerns that China could gain access to the plane's vaunted American technology. Yeah, because, brother, the Saudis are not our allies. The Saudis are much like you, Donald. They see an opportunity and they take it. It could be a Chinese opportunity. It could be a Russian opportunity. It could be an American opportunity. It could be an Iranian opportunity. It could be an Israeli opportunity. It doesn't fucking matter to the House of Saud. As long as you've got wealth, Saudi Arabia wants a fucking bite. And no fucking wonder you love the Saudis so much, dude. They're just a fucking Arabic version of you. Gold hoarding, 1%er, Epstein class fucking pedos. And also, reminder, Mohammed bin Salman is in the Epstein files. Remember when I made a video where we did a deep dive into Epstein's New York dungeon? There were pictures of Epstein with Mohammed bin Salman all over the fucking place. All over the fucking place. Why would he do that? Because he's beholden to the Epstein class. The sale to the Middle Eastern nation, whose top trading partner is China, was reaffirmed Tuesday during Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's visit to Washington. And I've got clips for you. You're never gonna fucking believe this. And I need you to understand, bro. If you love America and you can see this, look at his fucking smile, and you can see this and not feel a level of disgust when you're aware that Saudi Arabia orchestrated 9/11, when you're aware that 14 of the 16 9/11 terrorists were from Saudi Arabia. If you're capable of turning the other cheek, pull down your American flag. Pull it down. Stop role-playing as a fucking American, because you ain't one of us. And also, this goes to every single one of you bootlicking inferior comedians who went all the way to Saudi Arabia in order to perform for the royal family while its fucking slaves were in the goddamn audience. You are all pathetic, and it breaks my heart to say it, but Bill Burr, you're a fucking disappointment to comedians everywhere. You're a goddamn hack. You tried to preach, you tried to stand on the soapbox and make fun of Beyonce for performing in Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, you were willing to take the bag for what? $1 million? $2 million? You got like 50 times that amount of fucking wealth, and you're just so goddamn greedy. You couldn't stop yourself from performing for slave-owning terrorists. Suck my fucking dick, Bill Burr. Jesus Christ, I've never been more disappointed. I got clips for you. Here we go. Check this out.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. We have a extremely respected man in the Oval Office today, and a friend of mine for a long
I don't fucking respect that disgusting piece of shit.
time, a very good friend of mine. And
Hi, Beans.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else. And
Wait, did you just say everything he's done is great in terms of human rights? That's a slave owner. That's not like hyperbole, like, oh, the United States has slaves because in prison you can do slave labor. No, 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 no. This man has slaves. Like 1700s style. He has fucking slaves, dude. Jesus Christ. And he also chopped a man up with a machete.
Prince, the future king, and I just want to pay my greatest respect to your father, King, who is an amazing man. I met him early on.
Dude, he's got a shit-eating grin because he knows damn well that he is the alpha in this room. In this room, there is one alpha, and it is not the man wearing a fucking diaper.
He greeted me at the airport at an age that was pretty high up there, and it was about 117 degrees, and he was standing on the red carpet.
Wealthiest man in the world, by the way. I know that we like to pretend that Elon Musk is the wealthiest man in the world. He's not. It's Mohammed bin Salman. It's the Saudis. I know people. I know some connected people who have gone to Saudi Arabia. There is no level of wealth on this planet like Saudi kings, Saudi royalty, Saudi princes. They have more money than God himself.
Carpet as I came out of the plane, and he's amazing.
And also, the White House is starting to look more and more like the fucking Saudi prince's house because of all the gaudy, tacky-ass fucking gold. Now, here's Donald Trump, traitor to the United States of America, defending Mohammed bin Salman for chopping up Jamal Khashoggi.
You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of
The question was about Jamal Khashoggi.
You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, but he knew nothing about it. And we
That's not the face of somebody who knew nothing about it. This guy knew nothing about it. Meanwhile, in reality, U.S. intelligence claims that this man himself participated in dismembering an American journalist, a United States citizen. Donald, you're a fucking traitor, fat boy.
You can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Okay, just you ask, Mr. President, if you allow me to answer. You know, I feel painful about, the families of 9/11.
You don't feel painful about the families of 9/11. You did 9/11. The only fucking families you feel painful of are the families of the terrorists, your friends.
In America, but we have to focus on reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose.
No. Osama bin Laden worked hand in hand with you and the Saudi government in order to train those terrorists and prepare them for 9/11. That's the fucking reality, you disgusting fucking terrorist.
Is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11.
No, it wasn't. It was Israel and Saudi Arabia working hand in hand to finally give America the excuse that we had wanted for 2 decades to invade the Middle East and harvest the oil. That was the fucking point. And to all of you veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, you were working for ExxonMobil. You weren't defending the American people. Never once were we threatened by the people of the Middle East. We were, however, threatened from the Epstein class that sent you and your best friend who was shot and killed next to you to go harvest oil and then stand guard at the burn pits while you were inhaling enough smoke to give you lung cancer, which will not be paid for, by the way. Your treatment won't be paid for. The same way that my father's cancer treatment wasn't paid for when he got cancer from exposure to Agent Orange in the Vietnam War. See, this is what the American military does. We take young 17 and 18-year-old boys, we make them sign a contract that says, we're gonna promise you socialism, so you go halfway across the world and fight and die to defend capitalism, and then when you come home with cancer, we're gonna just tell you, hey buddy, you signed the contract. Also, the VA's been defunded, so good luck with those dark thoughts. That's the state of the United States of America.
So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to approve him wrong and to build our relation, to continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism. About the journalists, it's really painful to hear anyone that been losing his life for no real purpose or not in a legal way, and it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of
dismembering him. You took all the right steps. You started with like the tendons, and then you moved into for the muscle. You took all the right steps in dismembering this man, right?
Investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that, and it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen.
It's just a mistake, guys. Guys, it's just a mistake. I didn't mean to take a machete and chop up a New York Times journalist after torturing him. Whoops. Sorry. I'm sorry. Can I have an F-35? I didn't mean to brutally murder and butcher a journalist. Can I please have an F-35? Brother, Donald Trump has got to be not only the most corrupt president in American history, Washington Post journalist, not New York Times. He's got to be the most corrupt politician in American history. By far, bar none. I mean, this is treason. This is fucking treason. Don't worry, I've got more for you. Check this out.
Will there be any joint investment between the U.S. and Syria? And will you visit Damascus?
Are you from Syria?
No, but
Where are you from?
I'm from Palestine.
Yeah, dude, she's from Palestine, the place that you're trying to conquer, the place that you armed Israel to just relentlessly drop bombs on them, the place where you're complicit in a fucking genocide.
Oh, you're making a lot of progress, huh?
No, you're not. You've made zero progress.
Very good. Well, they like me. The Palestinians like me.
No, the Palestinians fucking hate you. Actually, I don't think the Palestinians have time to worry about you because they're dodging autonomous drone bombs that are nicknamed Where's Daddy? Because they're dodging thermobaric bombs that have the same payload as a mini nuke. Because they're dying when they find Oxycontin in the fucking food that has been left for them. Because the babies are being sniped in the forehead. They don't really have time to worry about you, Donald.
The Palestinians are doing very well, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, the Palestinians are doing great, man. They're just, only 600,000 of them dead, 90% of them innocents.
I think we're working very closely with a lot of people to make everybody happy, including Israel, the Palestinians, and everybody. It's very
Gotta be making Israel happy, don't you? You're just such a good fucking goy, aren't you?
Does Trump blow them all away? Does Trump blow them all away?
No, it's another league, Mr. President.
That was the most awkward fucking attempt at a high five I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Blow them all away?
No,
What the fuck is that?
Mr. President.
Ugh. Put your Clinton landing strip back in your fucking mouth, fat boy.
Mr. President,
And Trump doesn't give a fist pump.
Well, I hate when you refer to yourself in the third person.
I grabbed that hand. I don't give a hell where
Sorry, that was so stupid loud.
that hand's been. I grabbed that hand.
I don't know where that hand's been. Dude, he can't even help himself with the Islamophobia. He just means because that hand is fucking brown. Don't worry, I got more for you.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not?
Oh, this one's great. This one's great. So this journalist asks him a very appropriate, oh my God, look at his nussy. This journalist asks him a very appropriate question, and he, like the attack dog he is, goes on the offensive because he knows he's cornered and MAGA is dead.
Is that pretty good?
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
It's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude.
No, it's the question. You don't like when people point out the fact that you're a sex trafficking pedophile.
I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just...
Insubordinate? Journalists don't fucking work for you. I know you might have a prince next to you, but you ain't the goddamn king, bitch. This is the United States of America. We're a fucking democracy, whether you like that shit or not. And trust me, fat boy, when the pendulum swings back, we're gonna show you what democracy is fucking capable of.
Just a terrible question. And You could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter.
See, he doesn't go this hard unless he's like actually scared. Donald is afraid. He's afraid because he knows that he is implicated in the Epstein files. He knows that the whole world is starting to realize that he is a morbidly obese sex trafficking pedophile. He's also a war criminal. He's also a warmonger. He's also a fascist. Donald Trump is the combination of all of our worst presidents in history. He is all of them combined. He's the worst president in American history. That is an irrefutable fact.
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
Sick pervert, bro, that's you. And also, let's be so fucking for real. I know what's in that Epstein files. You weren't just blowing Bubba. Epstein was fucking you up your fucking asshole. That's the reality. You're a goddamn closet case, bro. And here's the thing. I actually don't even think that he's gay. I think that Trump is like, I guess like almost like asexual in a sense. I think that to him, sex is power, right? He doesn't care if you're a man or a woman or a child. Sex to him is power, okay? I honestly think he'll fuck anything with a hole.
But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton.
You sucked Bill Clinton's dick.
Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did.
Yes, you did. The first time you fucked Melania, allegedly, was on the Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile plane that he took to Pedophile Island. This is because Melania is a Mossad agent. So was Jeffrey Epstein. Our president is compromised by his undercover wife.
Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today.
You never got $21 trillion. Again, anybody watching this, if you think Donald Trump brought $21 trillion into the United States of America, I've got a fucking bridge to sell you because you're mentally disabled.
It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me. But he gave money to Democrats. And
well, that's because he didn't pay you in money. He paid you in children that you fucked.
People are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible, and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep of the fund guy was with him all.
The fund guy. No, but I also love how, like, to MAGA, this is their big, strong president. This is the beacon of free speech. Free speech is back and it's alive. He got asked a tough question, and he said that the entire company, all of ABC, should have their license revoked. I don't like your question, so I'm gonna take away your license. MAGA. You're an inferior dog bitch. You're a fucking cretin. You're the shit stain of our fucking society, supporting the weakest man we've ever had in the Oval Office. I don't like your question. I think your journalism license should be taken away from you. Again, I do mean this. If you support Donald Trump, you're an inferior human being. We've got more for you. I want you to understand what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, because now that Trump is meeting with that terrorist in the Oval Office, more and more people are unearthing this story. What happened to Jamal Khashoggi? I highly recommend you all read this on The Guardian. Donald Trump on Tuesday said that Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi crown prince, had nothing to do with the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, whose assassination in 2018 left the Saudi leader an international pariah. But Trump's own intelligence services, as well as a 2019 UN investigation, have painted a very different picture. The assassination took place inside a Saudi consulate in Istanbul, where a 15-person team led by a close associate of Prince Mohammed, it was actually Prince Mohammed, was said to have drugged, murdered, and dismembered Khashoggi in order to hide evidence of their crime. That's the man that Trump is meeting with. That's the man. But again, I mean, like, dude, we know who Trump is. Trump is like a disgusting, fat, evil, leaking, gross fucking man. He's a pig. And speaking of him being a swine pig, here's him calling one of the only female journalists on Air Force One a piggy. Check this out.
Sir, yeah, if there's nothing incriminating in the file, sir,
Quiet. Look at the way he says it, too. Quiet. Now, it's already been confirmed by multiple news outlets that yes, he did say piggy. That is not normal even for Donald. Again, I said it earlier, he is afraid. He feels the walls crumbling around him. He can feel everything tightening around him. He knows his own base is abandoning him. He knows it's fucking over. And he's only doing this because they're asking him questions about the fucking Epstein files. One more time for you. Quiet. So, due to him saying quiet, quiet, piggy, Ron Philip also check this out. Gavin Newsom said quiet, piggy. Look at this fat, disgusting bastard. Ron Filipkowski, who I think everybody should go follow on Twitter. He put together a montage of 19 clips of Trump insulting, berating, and demeaning and attacking specifically female reporters over the past few months. This is because Donald is a baby back bitch and he would never take the fight to somebody his own size. He feels like he's allowed to insult and attack women because he's been insulting and attacking women his entire life, including the young children that he raped.
Will you let me finish my statement? You are the worst. You're with Bloomberg, right? You are the worst. I don't know why they even have you.
Quiet.
Fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would
I
you
don't
the
go to
Department
war.
of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. What he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. But let me
Do it now.
You know, it's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched, or somebody psychs you over at ABC, you're going to psych. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. Oh, fake news, CNN?
Here, I'll hold it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Wait till you hear this question.
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great. Who are you with?
And the same to you, Mr. President.
No, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer you.
White House account to have it go out on that particular
Give me a
channel.
break. It was just somebody did it in fun. It's fine. Have to have a little fun, don't you? Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions.
Dude, I love how he's just like total mask off. You ask him questions that he doesn't like and he just doesn't want to hear from you. This is the death of freedom of speech. And also, just so you know, he already banned the Associated Press from the fucking White House press pool. We've got people like bald fucking loser Tim Pool, who is literally paid by Russia to blast out anti-Ukrainian propaganda in our fucking White House, bro. I fucking hate this nation. This nation is a fucking joke. I want to move to China.
Is that all right?
As a personal
But I can't, because unfortunately the other side of me wants to save this fucking nation, because I love this fucking nation, and this is my fucking nation! Freedom forever, you fascist fuck!
Gift to you. Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that. Well, I haven't heard that. You're telling me. Who are you with? Who are you with?
I'm with NBC News, sir.
Fake news. NBC. You're fake news. What a NBC's gone down the tubes along with most of the rest. I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in...
He's actually such a petulant fucking child. We have an actual fat, unfunny, petulant child as the fucking president, dude. It is so embarrassing to tell people I'm a fucking American.
And when you're 97% negative to Trump, and...
Medical professionals have warned for decades.
I said, not you. You're CNN, you're fake news. Go ahead. You, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No, there's
those pilots flew at
about
great
assessment
risk, a big chance that they'd never come back home and see their husbands or their wives. Let me just tell you, you and NBC fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN, New York Times are all bad. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. But you know what? You should be praising those people instead of... Who are you with?
CNN.
No.
There's a split,
Fake
though.
news. Fortunately, nobody watches.
But
Fortunately, nobody... Dude, it's CNN. I fucking hate CNN, but at least I'm not stupid enough to pretend that nobody watches CNN. Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? Every goddamn libbed-up wine mom watches CNN.
Is anybody watching CNN nowadays?
Yeah!
I haven't seen it in a long time.
but some of your supporters are...
Yeah, because you won't watch anything other than state regime phone news, bro. You watch state-controlled government propaganda known as Fox News, which is a fucking terrorist organization.
Wary of the U.S. getting involved in another foreign law, and some believe that we should support.
Do you ever ask a positive question at CNN? No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question. One of the worst.
I'm the travel pool, but I'm with NBC News.
NBC fake news.
Luigi.
NBC's one of the worst. What else?
Sorry.
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter, and fake news like you, they just keep bringing.
Luigi, shush. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Little girl was heavy barking. But yeah, no, I mean, guys, that's just like one compilation. I'm sure you can get more and more of that. But he's a fucking failure. He's a fucking failure. He can't handle tough questions. He can't handle being asked, like, actual questions that make him look bad. If you ask him any question that he doesn't like, he wants to take away your fucking license. Now, I want to show you just one thing, just to cleanse your palate a little bit. I want to show you how fucking pathetic and doofy Stephen Miller looks. He was just on state regime media, Fox News, and his little suit and tie. Look at his tuxedo. Look at it, dude. And also, they're babifying him. This guy, by the way, he's 5'1". This is a 5'1" individual. He's like, he's actually like barely alive. Okay, check this out.
Staff Homeland Security Advisor. He was an attendant. Oh, look, he's
look at his little smile. Look at the little Nazi. He's so excited.
Staff Homeland Security Advisor. He was an attendant. Oh, look, he's all dressed up in a tux. Look.
Dude, even Hannity is treating this little baby back bitch like he's the child he is.
Homeland Security Advisor. He was an attendant. Oh, look, he's all dressed up in a tux. Look at Stephen Miller all cleaned up here. All right, you were there tonight.
By the way, this is a Nazi. This is a Jewish Nazi. He's been bald since he was 17.
What's this?
It was a magnificent evening, Sean, a magnificent day.
It was a magnificent evening, Sean. We summoned Moloch, and we sacrificed 50 babies to the demon lord of hell. And then the last thing I want to show you is, as you probably know, the House voted to release the Epstein files. The Senate voted to release the Epstein files. And now there's only one last stop, which is the president's desk. Donald Trump needs to sign a release on the files that prove that he's a sex trafficking pedophile. So we don't know what's going to happen there.
This morning, the bill ordering the Justice Department to release its files on sex offender Jeffrey Epstein will soon be on President Trump's desk after the House passed the bill nearly unanimously.
The yeas are 427, the nays are 1.
Only one lawmaker voted no, Republican Clay Higgins, who
check that man's computer. I'm certain he's a pedophile.
Voiced concern about the privacy of the victims and people mentioned in the files who have not been criminally implicated. Higgins writing, if enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt.
I think he means himself. I think this guy is one of Epstein's clients, and he's the quote-unquote innocent person that's going to get hurt. I'm willing to bet money that if we do ever get the Epstein files, that motherfucker Clay Higgins is all over it.
As that vote unfolded, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse watching from above, celebrating. The Senate then approving the measure almost instantly.
Without objection, so ordered. The Senate has now passed.
President Trump had fought for weeks to prevent a vote on releasing the files. Just last
weeks? No, he fought for years to prevent the release of the Epstein files. The whole reason Donald Trump ordered the assassination of Jeffrey Epstein is because Jeffrey Epstein had access to videos, audio files, and photos of Donald Trump both fucking children and getting fucked up his asshole because he's a closeted homosexual.
Friday, responding this way to a female reporter on Air Force One who asked about the case. Appearing to call her Piggy. Yesterday's vote to release the files coming as the president made another controversial move, welcoming Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the White House and praising his human rights record.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else.
The CIA during President Trump's first term determined it was the Crown Prince who orchestrated the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Our Mary Bruce asking this.
Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
Trump interjecting.
You're mentioning something.
Dude, he got so mad. How dare you call my best friend who's also a terrorist? Just because he did 9/11 and killed 4,000 Americans and brought us into the longest war that we've ever been a part of doesn't mean that you can ask him tough questions. Bitch! You're a woman. I bet you lick sniz. Like that fucking beta bitch fucking said. I don't even know his goddamn name. He's so fucking irrelevant. But you probably know what I'm talking about. This beta bitch who was like, you lick sniz, when some woman pointed out the fact that his whore wife has 3 fucking baby daddies. And he's out there going, women who are run through are low quality women. You're married to a fucking whore.
That was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Then the prince, who rarely speaks to the media, answered.
It's really painful to hear anyone that been losing his life for no real purpose. It's painful, and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
The Crown Prince also addressing the September 11th attacks, blaming Osama bin Laden for trying to destroy relations with the U.S., which the Crown Prince said he's trying to strengthen. Trump hosting the Crown Prince at a dinner last night, attended by Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo. Trump announcing
fucking Cristiano Ronaldo was there. All right, yo, so you're no longer allowed to be a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't give a fuck how much you like soccer. He's a scumbag piece of shit, bootlicking Epstein-class fucking bastard now.
Defense agreement with Saudi Arabia and touting a now $1 trillion commitment by the Saudis to invest in the U.S. The president also...
That I'll believe. That I actually believe, that the Saudis said that they'll give $1 trillion. The Saudis have $1 trillion to give us. They will do that. That one I fucking believe. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. But if you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for 133,000 subs. Don't forget to like, comment, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.